Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. This is a educational news video brought to you by the Voice of Reason. So in this video I'm going to cover the ongoing civil war, again that is taking place inside of Ethiopia. This is more or less of a daily update that has become a routine as the coverage of this conflict continues. But fighting continues, mainly along the southern front of the Tigray region, as the Tigray Defense Forces penetrate deep into the Amhara region after driving out those federal forces that had occupied the region, along with those Amhara militia units. And again, we'll start on the southeastern front as the Tigrayan Defense Forces continue to drive south. We can confirm that pockets of Amhara militia paramilitary units have been effectively cleaned out of Weldiya, and anything that was remaining has reportedly fled towards Dessie or other areas, just to kind of get away, so to speak. But as this operation was going on, and this was not the primary operation to clean out Weldiya. The real operation took place south of Weldiya as the town of Mersa was seized. So again, you can see that the TDF is progressively moving south, taking towns with a possible apparent attempt to threaten and or gain control of the town of Dessie. And we are getting reports of continued fighting that is occurring south of Mersa as the Tigrayan Defense Forces continue to move down this fairly flat valley when compared to the rest of the terrain of Ethiopia. We're also getting reports that there are curfews inside of the town of Dessie, and there is a generalized feel of panic as the TDF continue its advanced south. Now, we do know once the TDF is able to arrive near Hak, or in between Hak and Sulula, that would place the town of Dessie in artillery range of the Delta 30 122 millimeter artillery pieces that the TDF possesses. Now, is that to say that the TDF would rain down an artillery attack upon Dessie? Well, we don't know. We would assume initially they would seek to get Dessie to capitulate through negotiations, and then if not, then obviously at some point the city would have to be sealed off, and then other measures taken. We did see in the town of Weldiya, as that cleanup operation of pockets of paramilitary resistance occurred, that heavy artillery was used in some cases. The Tigrayan Defense Forces continued to move as well west of Weldiya as they continue to press on west of Gashina. We are hearing reports of engagements in the vicinity of Debre Tabor, and we can also say that we are hearing possible engagements that are occurring near Nefas and other areas as well, as the TDF continues its move west with the goal of fully seizing Debre Tabor. And we are hearing reports of engagements that are occurring that is west of Gashina, and apparently there is fairly significant stiff resistance occurring by some of these Amhara paramilitary units as the TDF continues to press west through these mountains of many of this high country that exists in north central Amhara region. But it is very significant in terms of the operations that continue by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. We can also confirm that mobilization efforts continue at a very rapid pace inside of the Tigray region. So the forces that currently have entered the Amhara region, forces that have entered the Afar region, forces that are positioning themselves in western Tigray for a possible renewed offensive to seize control of western Tigray. These operations continue in terms of reinforcing those forces. There are still thousands and thousands and thousands of volunteers that are being trained in camps throughout the Tigray region, and those units, those personnel, are then at some point transferred to the actual combat corps that are moving south, west, and in some cases east into the Afar region. We are also getting reports of fairly significant fighting that is occurring in the Oromia region by the Oromo Liberation Army. And I have my map pulled up here as I had received reports, more detailed reports of some engagements that took place near Kuyu. And that involved an Oromo Liberation Army unit attacking a government brigade that was a security force brigade, and I believe that these were most likely paramilitary police, not possibly regular Ethiopian army units, but more of a security force that was engaged by the Oromo Liberation Army. And in that engagement, the Ethiopian state security forces took significant casualties, with at least 60 being eliminated in action, and with many more wounded, and many weaponry seized by the Oromo Liberation Army. And apparently that engagement that took place near Kuyu was a constructed ambush against a large column of the security forces that were operating inside or around Kuyu. We've also received reports of quite a few other engagements. There has been several towns seized in Guji zone. There was also another engagement that I'm trying to bring up as we speak, but this operation was conducted in East Guji, and again that was near the town of Kab Shambal Basha town, and again a fairly significant engagement in which dozens of Ethiopian state security forces and paramilitaries were eliminated as well in that engagement. And then there were further engagements that occurred, obviously, really all over the Oromia areas, and it is very, very significant right now in terms of the level of intensity and the fighting that is occurring inside of Oromia, and that would only lead one to think that that sort of pressure is really having an effect on operations for the Ethiopian security forces in other areas of Ethiopia, especially as the TDF proceed into the Amhara region. And if you look on the map, For instance, Kuyu is not far from the border with Amhara or the Amhara region, and that has to be on the minds of the Addis Ababa-based government as it looks to try and curtail this advance south, as it is also dealing with the Oromo Liberation Army, which is operating north, west, east, south. I mean, for all intensive purposes, at some point, Addis Ababa or Finfinne could find itself completely surrounded by very large elements of the Oromo Liberation Army. At some point, we've talked about the possibility of the Tigrayan Defense Forces obviously continuing to move south and pressuring Addis Ababa. But I would say that there are more local concerns in the area from the Oromo Liberation Army, who have become incredibly active. And again, there's just so many reports out of the engagements that are taking place throughout this area that there are almost too many to report. But they are ongoing, and these forces. I have seen video, documented proof of the Oromo Liberation Army inside of towns and villages throughout the Oromia region, conducting educational sit-downs with village people and trying to explain what they are doing and why they are doing what they are doing in terms of fighting the central government. And those obviously those videos can be found on open source resources on the internet. Some of those I simply I can't post as it would cause YouTube to react harshly towards my channel. But you can find it. It's not difficult. But again, that sums up the actions that are kind of going on today and within the last 24 hours. But it would again, just to rehash, it would appear that the TDF is looking to move towards Dessie, and the city of Dessie is in fact preparing for a possible TDF move on the city as we speak. More to come. Have a great day, everybody.